Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to go ahead and give my recap on SWV and Xscape. This is the, I guess, series finale. I don't know if they're coming back for a season 2. I don't know if this is just going to be a little special. I don't know. If they came back for a season 2 and all the ladies participated, I would be surprised. And what I mean by all the ladies participating, I'm talking about AKA Tasha. If Tasha came back, if they did a season 2 and Tasha came back, I would be completely surprised. A part of me would be surprised, a part of me not so much, because we're just going to go ahead and call a thing, girl. Rocky and Tasha are not the smartest folk. You know, we see this. This is not new, y'all. Y'all know this is not new. Like, this is not new as far as like people getting on television and basically incriminating themselves. You know, at this point, you know, when I tell you Rocky and Tasha have to be the world's, and they not even, that's why I can't even say that, because we've seen it play out too many times with people getting on reality TV, knowing that they are not living their life in a way that could, you know, possibly make you become inmate 572-3307. Girl, when I said I was looking at Rocky and Tasha in this episode, like,
Dumb and Dumber.
No, you know what? You better shut the hell up.
Like, Dumb and Dumber. I hate to call people dumb. It's so mean. It's really mean to call somebody dumb. You know, the nice way, you know, Wendy taught us this. The nice way to call somebody dumb is to just say they're less than smart. But when I look at Tasha and that man, girl, like, let's just get into the episode, y'all. Girl, let's just talk. Girl, it's the last episode, girl. Tasha, I mean, it starts off where it basically left off. They played, you know, they pretty much played the same clip that they played from last week's episode. The ending they put at the beginning of this week's episode. Tasha looking confused. Like she don't know what's going on. You know, there's always a possibility in a lot of things in life. Is there a possibility that Tasha doesn't know that Rocky was getting kickbacks? Yeah. It's a possibility. But do we believe that she knew? I think at this point, I think Tasha knows a lot. Do I believe that she knows everything that Rocky has done? No. Because, you know, you hear these stories all the time of people being married for years and years, decades and decades, and then they look up and be like, oh, girl, I was married to someone who I didn't know. Like I said, girl, is there a possibility? There's always a possibility. Do I believe that Tasha has known at least 75 to probably even 80% of the things that Rocky does? Yes. I don't think Tasha is oblivious to things as I once thought that she was. She called Rocky on the phone. She puts him on speakerphone, and Rocky and Candy have a couple of words. You know, it didn't get disrespectful, but, you know, they had a couple of words. You heard Tamika talking. Of course, Rocky is going to deny it. Deny. Tasha eventually gets up and she leaves. And the first thing she calls, guess who she called, y'all? Guess who she called? Guess who she called? Big Glow. Glorilla, as we like to call her. Girl, she called a mama. Mama! Tamika down here saying, girl, which kind of low-key kind of proves Tamika's point in my head about how they are, how Glorilla and Tasha are. I mean, girl, we all can be like, you know, call our mama, you know, but it just kind of proves to me that Tamika is, again, right, and the relationship that Glorilla and Tasha have. Soon she, Miss Thing could have been making out that door without her calling her mama telling. I said, look at her telling. Look at her telling. Yeah. They go to the confessional and Rocky, when I tell you, girl, we know everybody has to wear makeup in their confessionals. I'm not going to say they have to, but I think most people wear makeup on television. When I tell you, baby, when I tell you, Rocky was the painted boots. Girl, I said, what in the fashion fair? I said, girl, what in the Mac NW40 is going on? Girl, when I tell you, baby, Mr. Rocky was painted in his confessional. I said, girl, they should have eased up, girl. I said, a drag queen must have painted him. You know the drag queens. Girl, the drag queens be heavy. You know, I used to work with this guy. He's a drag queen. Well, he was. I don't know if he really still does drag, but I'll just say he is a drag queen. He's a drag queen. And he wanted to try and get into makeup. As far as like, you know, becoming a makeup artist at work, you know. Not even at work, but just a makeup artist, period. And he said that he had to realize that he couldn't do it because he's so heavy-handed. And he said he used to paint the girls like like the girls was about to go on to a drag show. And he said he never could get to the point where he would ease up. Girl. So he said it just wasn't for him, girl. But I just feel like somebody, whoever painted Rocky in that confessional, honey, that was a drag queen, honey. Because I said they painted Rocky boots. Anyways, Rocky, I feel like, okay, am I the only one? I do not want this to sound, this is the thing, right? I really am proud of myself for being someone who, I feel like when I watch these shows, I watch the show. And I try not to let whether you like somebody or dislike somebody get in the way of what the truth is. And I don't want this to sound like pile up on Tasha and, pile up on Tasha and Rocky's session. But girl, did it sound like they pretty much admitted to, girl, the kickback? Like, I said, girl, what is going on? I said, what is going on, baby? All right. There have been times where we have gotten a percentage for bringing deals to the table. That's what Tasha said. And then Rocky was like, I don't have to get kickbacks. First of all, he said kickbacks are for people who hustle. I don't have to hustle. I do deals. And then he was like, I don't get kickbacks if someone, I'm paraphrasing, but I don't get kickbacks if someone is paying me, they owe me. That means I did the deal. So that ain't stealing. Girl, did y'all see when he did that? So that ain't stealing. Girl, I said, girl, not a shoulder pop in a licking of the lips, honey. I said, girl, I said, right there, let me say something. Right there, I knew that Rock was telling a lie. I said, girl, your body, girl, can't even sit still because your body knows that you're lying. Okay? Girl, you over here ticking and shoulder popping and licking your lips and doing all types of stuff. You can't even get the lie out of your lips without your mouth halfway, girl, throat just closing, mouth just dry, lips just dry. Girl, ticking, popping. Pop, lock, and drop it. Girl, pop, lock, and drop it, girl. I said, look at him lying. Did y'all think that Rocky and Tasha were telling on themselves? That's what it sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like to me. And then when they also talked about the money that Tamika alleges they stole, how he then told us what you need to do in order to get the money. You can't in order for you to do something like that, you gotta forge and have social security numbers. I said, well, girl, tell us how you do it, girl. Who was that? I think it was Candy, who said that I don't want to lie on nobody. Wasn't that Candy who said? Because I told you I watched one of her speak on it. Speak on it. I think it was like the first speak on it of the season. You know, usually I really don't watch Candy speak on it unless somebody on now, like Don Juan and Kenyon, somebody messy. Okay. I thought Candy said that with them being a group, that they're like personal information, pretty much anybody could get it within the group. But I remember her saying now that she pretty much has a lock, like on her social security number and stuff. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this, based off of what Candy said, and I do believe her when she said that, because I think she did say that. I'm not 100% sure she said it. Based off of the fact that they are a group and that, you know, people within the group or I guess within their business were privy to their personal information. When you also factor in that Tamika and Tasha are sisters, all I'm trying to say is I don't think it would be too hard to get Tamika's social security. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It wouldn't be too hard to get Tamika's social security number. So I don't know why we trying to act like. I put that I love Coco. I love that Coco doesn't try and hold Jalen back from being his authentic self. When Jalen was sitting there with his legs crossed, nails on, furry slippers. I said, yes, ma'am. I say, yes, ma'am. That, my dear, is what you call unconditional love. Tasha says that says about Tamika, they were on their way to the airport. She does lash out. She accused someone back in the day of doing something they didn't do. Basically talking about Candy. And they played the clip of Tasha saying, had your mate. Tasha, I mean, not Tasha, Tamika. Tasha was talking about Tamika did something back in the day. And basically she was talking about Candy. Had Jermaine not been sleeping with Candy, the group might not have broken up. That's what she do. She sleep with the whole... She slept with the whole so-so deaf. She slept with his daddy. She likes to sleep around. That's what she do. That's what Tamika said about Candy. I put Taj's skin is amazing. Y'all know when Taj woke up and she was eating those Tums and the camera was right in her face, I said, girl, you got to be a brave soul to have a camera like dead in your face like that, just waking up. So shout out to Taj and her skin. Tasha. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Chef Mike. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Chef Mike. Yeah, you can come over here and cook something for me anytime, okay? I said, oh, so that's the chef. I said, well, look at him. All right. Hey, Chef Mike. I don't like to talk about people. Yeah, you see here I go, lying. I couldn't even get it out. Body just bust out laughing. You know, I think Tamika is a very nice looking lady. And I think Tamika has a nice body. We already talked about this on the panel I did. But girl, when I tell you, I have to call this out. Because this is something that can be fixed. When I tell you Tamika's wig was irking my soul, when she was sitting at that at the table, eating breakfast with Rocky Mountains, honey. And all I could do was just look at that lace right here. And all that makeup. I said, girl, y'all couldn't have fixed that. Like, y'all didn't know. Like, I mean, I don't know, girl. I just felt like, girl, you couldn't, girl, like, not you, because you got a whole crew. Girl, your crew couldn't have fixed that before you went out and said, oh, they couldn't at least put like a little, what's the stuff y'all put around y'all hair when you trying to lay it down? I said, ooh, baby, that hair look a mess. So they're basically going to practice to see how the transitions are going to be. Tasha arrives late with an entourage. Girl, even later on in the show, when I tell y'all, Tasha, I think I counted the people. I think it was between 10 and 12 people that had just got out of that van. See, this is what Rocky is trying to do. Rocky is trying to paint this picture for Tasha that she's this superstar, okay? And we all know that that's not the truth. That's not to sound mean, but we know that Tasha is not some big superstar. The real gag is this, and this is just what I feel is the truth. The only person out of SWV and Xscape that if they walked in with 10 to 12 people and it would make sense would be Kandi Burruss. Kandi got her black ass laying on a couch like a regular person, okay? And here come Tasha, girl, walking in with 10 or 12 people, including herself. It was like 10 to 12 people in her group. The only person that you would think that as much business as Kandi has, that she would have that amount of folk or, you know, somewhere around that amount of people with her. The only person that you're going to probably see with Kandi is Don Juan. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I was like, Tasha, girl, why do you have all of these folks? But Rocky and Tasha are trying to paint this picture of her being the superstar. Tasha, your resume don't give all of that. I'm sorry, that's not to sound mean, but it is what it is. Girl, why do you need all of those folks? Girl, you had Tiny in the back putting her hair in a ponytail. I just said Tiny in the back putting her hair in a ponytail. Girl, you got Kandi laying on the couch. You got Tamika getting her hair curled, right? And then here come Tasha, girl, rolling in with a shelf and everybody. I'm like, girl, what is she doing? But they want to paint this picture of her being this superstar. And it's just not, the picture is not painting. It's not working for me. Coco don't want to sing a church song. I kind of understood what Coco was trying to say. Like, girl, we up here talking about rain down on me. Let your love just fall like raindrops rain on me. Girl, we up here talking about rain down on me. And can we get you tonight? I got so many things on my mind. I never seen the gospel. I like how you do me. And then, girl, we're going to go into a church song? Girl, no. Y'all can do that. Girl, I don't sing church. You know, some of my ways are a little old school. I've told y'all that, girl. It's some stuff some stuff I can't, I'm not going to be on stage, girl, pop locking and dropping and girls talking about rain down on me and then bust out into a church song. Girl, I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Y'all know how I felt about, girl, Beyonce, girl, using, what's that song for church, girl? I feel like that was a little too much for me. I mean, I still listen to the songs. But even I was kind of like clutching my breath, like, oh, girl. Okay, girl, we remixing church songs like this. Okay, church. So that's just me, but I kind of understood where Coco was coming from. Like, girl, we don't do church in our numbers. Like, no. But eventually, girl, she still got on stage. I saw some people online saying that Coco was doing too much and that Coco wants to fight. Can I say something, y'all? And if we're going to be fair, we're going to be fair. If we're going to be fair, we're going to be fair. I want people to stop acting like Coco was in these women's faces threatening to beat their asses. That was a conversation that was on the side. Of course, it was being recorded because they're on the show. But that conversation was not heard by anybody else. That was a private conversation of her going off to a group member. Even when she said, girl, don't let your ego get your ass whooped, or whatever she said in the confessional. Girl, I hate to be the one to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. And I know how y'all get when I mention her name. But me and a whole bunch of other people were just going up for Candy the other day when the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 trailer was released, and we saw Candy cussing somebody out at least 3 times. We saw one clip of her saying, the reason why I'm crying is because I want to choke the shit out of you, bitch. Then the next minute she was talking about the head, but that bitch, girl. And then the next minute she was like, bitch, if I'm hood, then bitch, you got her. So all I'm saying is, girl, if y'all are going to start picking at what Coco says, and girl, it's not even around people that can hear it, how can we go up for Candy in one instant about her, girl, being red hair Candy, and girl, Candy back, honey. We like pillow talk Candy. She back. She bringing it this season. But then when Coco kind of gives the same energy, now Coco doing too much. That's what I be talking about when I say some people out there, their opinion changes based on who we're talking about. There's no way you can go up for Candy and you just saw what she was giving in season 15, but then do a 180 and say that Coco was doing too much. But we're going to move on, though. They're talking. Don Juan says that's corny. I might have to agree with Don Juan, even though Taj was getting pissed off. I think they were basically trying to still get the transitions together. And I think from what I remember, Taj was saying that once they finished singing, or somewhere, I don't know. I don't know if it was once they finished singing or before they started singing the song, Is My Living in Vain? They were going to do women empowerment. I guess like give a little speech about women empowerment, blah, blah, blah. And I think Don was basically trying to say that don't make no sense. Don Juan, he does do too much. And girl, the truth of the matter is, while you might be Candy's manager, you're not Xscape's manager. Okay? And everything you don't need to jump into every conversation. Like, I get it. Maybe that's something you probably could have told Candy. Like, girl, that really don't make no sense, right? So I'm not mad at Taj for like basically saying, girl, shut up. Girl, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Why are you even talking? But I also kind of agree with Don Juan tell me if I, got it wrong. But it sounded like they wanted to do some type of women empowerment. I think Don Juan was trying to say that it just didn't make sense as far as like, girl, why are we talking about Is My Living in Vain? Then y'all gonna start talking about women empowerment. Like, so if that's what I was getting from what I saw. I know everybody has their own perspective when we watch these shows, but that's what I was getting from what I saw. And I was with Don Juan too, even though Don Juan should have just shut the fuck up. But I was with Don Juan too. Like, girl, that don't make no sense. Like, I heard that they sung I'm Every Woman, like, at the end together. I don't know if that's true or not. Like, it would make sense at the end of the show to talk about women empowerment and then sing I'm Every Woman. Now, that would make sense to me, but that didn't make no sense to me either. Girl, when Tamika called Rocky Edwards stealing hands, I ain't gonna lie, I did holler. The show was cute. I almost started crying. Y'all know I'm sensitive, girl. I almost started crying because I just thought it was amazing to see these two groups who got together as children now be in their 40s and 50s, like still like living out their dreams. I think that is a beautiful thing. I really do. And when they showed the clip of Xscape, performing back in the day when they were children, to see like to see them as kids and now as like 40 plus, 50 plus year old women, right? I just think it really touched my heart. I was like, this is like absolutely, absolutely amazing. And again, to see someone like living out their dreams, like, girl, that's what life is about, girl. We're gonna try to live out our dreams. Those stairs. I know they didn't have a big budget. And ain't no way in hell I would be walking up and down them stairs like that. Absolutely not. And then you got Xscape over there in 5-inch heels, 7-inch heels, girl, squeeze into them clothes, girl. Can I just go ahead and I didn't like nobody's outfit. I didn't like that Xscape. I didn't like SWV even though they still kind of, still had on their flats, right? I just wish that it still would have looked like two groups, if that makes sense. Like, I get it. It's supposed to be this integrated show, but I also want SWV to look like SWV, and I want Xscape to look like Xscape. I don't like nobody. I thought everybody looked a fool. I mean, they didn't look a fool. They didn't look a fool. But I just didn't like the outfits. I didn't like the costumes, because this is what it was giving. It was giving very much costume. Tino shade. But it was giving very much costume. And that's okay. They're on stage. But yeah, I didn't, yeah, anyways. But the stairs, no way. Absolutely not. I'm not supposed to be walking up and down these stairs, girl. I'm glad they had enough sense to hold on to the railing. But I'm not supposed to be walking up and down these stairs, girl. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Girl, no. I thought it was cute when Candy hit her note in Understanding. Did y'all see what Tamika and Tiny looked at her like, bitch? I really don't, and I have said this. Is Candy the most amazing vocalist? No, she's not. But I have always thought that Candy could sing. That's why I was so surprised when I started hearing people say Candy can't sing, Candy can't sing. And maybe because we didn't have social media, and you're not going to find out one clip of me online saying Candy can't sing. Because I've always thought that she had a decent voice. That's why I was so surprised when I started hearing people say Candy couldn't sing. And then I was thinking, well, maybe back in the day, people probably thought that too, but we didn't really have social media back then, so no one could just express their opinions online. A part of me feels like this too. Like, all it takes is one person to say something before a lot of people just start hopping. Who is this? Let me turn this. Girl, I'm almost done, girl. Before a lot of people start hopping on the bandwagon. And then also, like, y'all change our minds so much, because at one point, y'all be screaming, Candy, Candy can't sing, can't sing, can't sing. But then, girl, now y'all made this, SWV versus Xscape beef. And now I ain't gonna say some of y'all, but I've seen people online, and I'm not saying it's the same people, but I've seen people online all of a sudden, Candy can sing, girl. Y'all was just turned. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like some people just hop on a bandwagon. That's all I'm trying to say. You never really know how people really feel, because one minute is this, the next minute is that, and then I don't know, girl. It is what it is, girl. But Candy hit the note. I was here for it. Coco. I'm not concert fish. I don't do concerts. The last concert I went to was Candace in DC. But other than that, I really don't do concerts. I think the one I went to before that was, I think, Jasmine Sullivan. Girl, that was years ago. When she came out with reality TV, she was at the House of Blues, and I went to that. But other than that, I really don't do concerts. When Coco was like, I get so weak in the knees, I can hardly speak, I lose. Sing, y'all! Girl, no, girl, you sing. And something takes over me. Sing, y'all! No, girl, you sing. That's why I came here to hear you sing. I'm not your background singer, girl. Girl, that's one thing I never understood. I get you want audience participation and all that good stuff, but girl, no. I need you to sing, and I want you to hit the high notes. That's why I paid this money to come see you sing. Girl, I can sing at my house or in the car. Okay? Anyways, child. And I put, this is sad. This is sad because this is the last time that you're probably going to see all 4 group members on stage at one time. I think Xscape is pretty much done with the 4 members for a minute. I don't see anything getting resolved between them anytime soon. It's too much of a mess. I also want to say the whole Tamika and Tiny stuff. Tamika and Tasha stuff. We like Tasha. I think Tasha would be a great addition. I've said this like 5 times. I'm going to say it a 6th time. I think Tasha would be a great addition as a friend on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But this is what I don't understand about, not Tasha, Tamika. Damn, you know I get them confused. Tamika would be a great addition on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Quiet as it's kept, Tasha might be a great addition too. We're going to be honest about it. I believe, I don't know it to be true, but I believe that Rocky and Tasha stole from Tamika. I also believe, and I don't know this to be true, but I also believe that Rocky and Tasha got kickbacks. Okay? I'm also not upset at Tamika finally kind of breaking the chain and freeing herself from Big Glow, girl, Glorilla, and Tasha. I do believe that Tasha and Glorilla are hell on wheels when it comes to Tamika. With all of that being said, I'm going to need for Tamika to make up her fucking mind. I get it, that's your sister, and I get that y'all have had each other's backs for a very long time, and now your relationship has hit a hump, but I don't know what fucking planet Tamika is living on where you can come out and say that your sister and brother-in-law stole over $30,000 from you, right? And again, I believe that they did it, but they're denying it. You see where I'm going with this? They're denying that they stole the money. You're saying that they stole the money, but somehow, somewhere, girl, in some fucked up world you live in, you still think that y'all are going to have some type of bond. Girl, you just accused your sister on TV of stealing, and her boy and her husband, of stealing $30,000, over $30,000 from you. How do you think that the relationship is going to be the same? You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense what I'm saying? So for Tamika to still want this relationship with her sister who she feels as though is stole money from her, getting kickbacks from the group, off the group's back, off the group's name, and then you still want to have a conversation and you still expect her. I don't want to sound like I'm defending Tasha because I'm not. But you still expect her to sit down, have a conversation with you, sit down and still be sisters. We're sisters, we're sisters, we're sisters. Girl, my stomach growling. Girl, we're sisters, we're sisters, we're sisters. Like, girl, I just don't understand. I just don't understand Tamika when it gets to that part. Like, I also feel too that maybe Tamika feels that way because she's still trying to break the chain, and it's a part of her that's still kind of like, that's my dog, that's my sister. You know what I'm saying? I just, like, Tamika, girl, that relationship between you and your sister, I hope that no one dies anytime soon, right? Because, you know, hopefully one day when it's all said and done, they can get together, have a conversation, you know, but that's probably, if Rocky's still in the picture, that relationship between Tamika and Tasha is pretty much a done deal. The only way I can see Tasha and Tamika making it to the other side, Rocky can no longer be a part of the picture, and it don't sound like Tasha is leaving Rocky anytime soon. So the relationship between Tamika and Tasha is pretty much a done deal. The only thing y'all can hope is that nobody dies no time soon, and eventually one day y'all could probably get together and try to salvage the relationship. Other than that, honey, it's a wrap. And Tamika, you need to accept that it's a wrap, and stop expecting that this lady who you just said stole $30,000 from you is going to be your sister and come to you and kumbaya, girl, I love you. We know she stole your money, right? But she keeps saying she ain't stole your money. So how do you expect us to get on TV and say that this woman stole your money and still be like, she's my sister? Girl, you sound crazy, Tamika. Anyways, child, I'm gone. That's all I got. Shout out to SWV and Xscape. We love both groups. We think both groups are amazing. There was a lot more stuff I wanted to say, but I said, girl, I'm just gonna leave it alone because the show is over. We don't need to go back and, you know, rehash stuff that we already talked about. But girl, it was about 10 more minutes of commentary that I really got up here. Then I'm going to leave it alone though. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye y'all.